What's up? I'm Ben, and it's October. Let's get spooky. What's going on, you guys? It's me. I'm Ben. I'm back. I got a goofy wig on because it's October. Halloween's coming up. It's the spooky season. I always get super excited for it. And so I decided to go ahead and make this kind of advent calendar for spooky movies that I like to watch every October. So I've kind of made a list of 31 movies that I like to try to watch every October. They're my favorite movies to watch. It's not really focused on the quality of the movie, I guess you could say. The list is kind of made up of the order I'm watching it in. It's not really what I think is the best movie to the worst. I mean, the last couple are my favorites, and I think they're great movies. But I kind of divided the list into the order I'll be watching, so I try not to have too many zombie movies in a row because there's a lot of zombie movies on this list, and just stuff like that. Like maybe because all the Evil Deads are on here, but they're not 3 days in a row. You're watching Evil Dead, so I kind of split it up that way. And my drawing tablet's still broken, so I made all of these illustrations on paper, just with ink, black and white ink. I think it fits well with Inktober, so I didn't color them, and I wanted to re-ink them on the computer and clean up the line work, but it's just too hard with the tablet being broken and all. So it's handwritten. It's kind of nice. I don't really do this a lot. Gives it a more kind of spooky look, I guess. And I just kind of drew some quick little sketches for like the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of these movies. So I just, some of them are like iconic imagery from the movie. Other things might be a little more obscure. Only time will tell. And then I also made a sheet of stickers because the idea was to put the sticker over each square, like an advent calendar for Christmas. You know how each day you open it up and get a little candy. So I just made these stickers, and the idea was to peel them off. One movie for each day in October. So the most difficult part was transferring the images into digital. I ended up just taking pictures of them outside and kind of messing with them, the contrast and all that jazz in Photoshop, and then putting them into a calendar grid. Fun little illustration on the side, yada yada yada. Let's take a closer look at all these little pictures I drew. All right, so here is the finished calendar. SPTV presents 31 spooky movies for October 2018. So if this goes well, I'll probably make another one next year, maybe try to change up all the movies. So here's the drawing for the kind of boards to kind of decorate it. I mean, it's all right. It all looks a little sloppy to me, but I mean, it's hand drawn, and I can really clean it up digitally like I like to normally do. We got a zombie guy coming out, or it looks like he's coming out of this coffin, which is not what I intended. It's because the black side, like this side of the coffin, originally wasn't supposed to be fully inked, so it just kind of makes the illusion that he's crawling out, and this kind of like mummy hand coming. I don't know, it kind of looks weird. I could have done a better composition there, I think. But yeah, let's just get right into it. I'll kind of talk about these movies that I chose. Bram Stoker's Dracula, number 1. I have not seen this movie all the way through. A couple of these movies I haven't seen, but I've been wanting to watch lately. I've only seen part of this Dracula, and I just always remember the goofy haircut that Gary Oldman has. I think it's really funny. Cabin in the Woods, just the iconic poster from the movie I always think of. Just a real fun movie to watch. And then we got Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I mean, again, I know this is not the Frankenstein from the Mary Shelley movie. What is this guy's name? Karloff or something? But he's like the iconic one, the Frankenstein everyone thinks of when they think of Frankenstein's monster. And you don't have to watch the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein version, the one with De Niro, but I didn't know De Niro was ever Frankenstein's monster. So I really want to check it out. Insidious, you got the demon, the red-faced demon guy, the witch, the goat that is actually Satan. I recently did just watch The Witch, so I might skip that day to watch. I don't want to watch it twice in a row like that. Ghostbusters, throwing a little comedy. House of the Devil, my buddy showed me that movie. Pretty dope movie. I think it's shot to look like it's in the 70s and it was shot on film and stuff, so it looks really old, but it's like a mid 2000s movie. And there's a great song in it. One thing leads to another, and they play like the whole song, like American Werewolf in London with that CCR song. Walking Dead, episode 1. There are 2 TV shows on this instead of movies, but big Walking Dead fan, or I was. I don't really watch it anymore, but that first episode in black and white dropped on Halloween. Pretty dope, pretty iconic. Blair Witch Project, the spooky movie growing up. I always remember that. Lots of funny parodies about it. Day of the Dead. Here we get into Romero. I think all the big Romero movies are on here, not the more recent ones, but the Day and Dawn and Night. All those movies are on there. And yeah, that's just like the main zombie that kind of gets trained, and he uses the gun at the end. Spoiler alert. Zombieland. This one kind of sucks. I don't really like that drawing. The circle looks really stupid. Just not. I didn't really know what to draw for this one, so I don't know. And I got 2 zombie movies back to back. Didn't mean to do that. Hotel Transylvania, just good animated movie. Like watching it with my kid. Pretty funny. And Gendry Tarkovsky directed it. The guy behind Samurai Jack and a lot of like Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, a lot of childhood cartoons. He's a great animator. I'm pretty sure he worked on Batman animated series too as an in-between artist. So yeah, gotta get him some representation, and it's just cool seeing all classic monster movies together in a movie. Pretty dope. You got The Thing, John Carpenter. Super good. Nothing needs to be said about that. Iconic art on the poster. Pretty sick. Train to Busan, a newer horror movie. It's Korean, I'm pretty sure. Zombie flick. Pretty sick, pretty cool. I've heard it described as Snowpiercer and what was the other thing? I can't remember like the other amalgamation like of the 2 movies it kind of is. But pretty cool. Nice breath of fresh air in the zombie genre. Definitely check that out. The Shining, classic film, the one with Jack Nicholson and Stanley Kubrick. I'm okay with this one. This one I thought was kind of weak too. I should have drew The Door as well or something. And then we got Dawn of the Dead, the 04 Dawn of the Dead. I didn't know what to draw for this one, especially. Oh look, the original one's right underneath it. That's funny. I didn't notice that. Especially since the original Dawn of the Dead has such an iconic artwork associated with it, with this trippy ass face with the blood all over it. So I tried to like emulate the cover on the DVD I have with all the zombies in front of the sun, so you just see their silhouettes. Interview with a Vampire, again, I didn't really know what to draw, so this one's kind of weak as well. It's just a tape recorder insinuating the interview. Evil Dead, boom. This one's another hugely iconic image associated with the movie. My buddy's got a big ass poster of this, and I think he's got all the Evil Dead movie posters, but you always think of this when you think of Evil Dead, or I do anyways. Vampire's Kiss, I love this movie. It's one of those so bad it's good movies, but it's also secretly a great movie, like the themes behind it, and it is the birthplace of the You Don't Say meme. Nicolas Cage crushes it. I love Vampire's Kiss. It is awesome. It is hilarious. Evil Dead 2. This is just another image of the poster. I just kind of redrew the skull. American Werewolf in London. This one was one of my favorite ones. I just tried to draw like Big Ben in the silhouette of the moon, so you get that kind of werewolf feel and London together. This is another movie with a great CCR song, Bad Moon Rising, and they play like the whole song. That's what I love about these movies, because I feel like they paid so much money to use these songs. They have to they get their money's worth by using the whole thing. Okay, yeah, Dawn of the Dead 78, so freaking good. Such a great film. I think what's great about all these Romero films is their social commentary. Not to get too deep on you here, but it's kind of like about consumerism, because they shack up in this mall and it's kind of saying that we are all zombies of consumerism. I don't know, just a great movie. So many great special effects, and I don't know. I really get the feeling of like that suffocating, outnumbered. That's what's great about zombies is they get you with their numbers. You know, like they'll never stop coming for you. They don't get tired. They cannot be reasoned with, and I think that's what makes a great monster or horror movie. Next is Psycho. This was another one that's kind of weak, and I didn't get a very good picture of it. It was tough. There's not a lot of contrast in it. It's weird. I was gonna do like the holding the knife, like the shower scene, just like the stabbing scene, but I kind of used that pose for this Night of the Living Dead sketch here, and they look too similar, so I wanted to do something different. And I really liked the Night of the Living Dead one, but maybe thinking back, when you think of Psycho, you think of the shower scene, so I probably should have done something with that. Next is Army of Darkness. This one's my favorite Evil Dead film. I know it's not the most popular one, but it's just so funny and cheesy, and I just remember watching it with my buddy for the first time, and we were just laughing our ass off. It was hysterical. But the Army of Darkness is more centered around the Necronomicon, I think, than the other two, sort of. So I thought and I just wanted to draw the Necronomicon. So I thought that was a good representation of that film. And then Alien. This one didn't have a very good overlay. You can kind of see the paper through it. But Alien is like the least Halloween feeling of all these movies because it's definitely more sci-fi. But it definitely is a big game changer in the horror genre. Really, Scott. Gotta love him. You gotta love Alien. Great set of films. I even like the new one a lot, but I know that had a lot of mixed reviews, but I thought it was really good. But so I just do the opening alien egg. That's a pretty big moment in the movie because it starts off so slow and then shit starts popping off when they land on LB-426. Okay. Shaun of the Dead. Love this movie. This was one of my favorite zombie movies. Edgar Wright is my favorite director in the game right now. Maybe even all time, me personally. Just the way every time you watch it, you find something new and funny. The way they work with dialogue and they pay attention to detail. And they reference so many great other zombie moments, like "We're coming to get you, Barbara," like shit like that. Super hilarious. It's part of like a thematic trilogy, how they're kind of connected with their themes and like their main character. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End. Thinking back, I should have put World's End on here too, but one Edgar Wright film will do for this year. And he did Baby Driver too, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and another one I'm forgetting right now. But anyways, Over the Garden Wall. This is the other TV show that's on this list, but the great part about it, there's like 10 or 12 episodes, and they're like 15 minutes long, so you can just binge watch this whole cartoon series in one sitting like it's a movie, and it's the perfect thing to watch, I think, to get you in the mood for fall and kind of that summertime. It's kind of this surreal journey. I think it's based off Dante's Inferno. So and these kids, it's about these kids that get lost in the woods and they're trying to find their way back, and there's this shadow creature called the Beast that is trying to claim their souls if they lose hope on their journey home. And it's just very folktale, fairy tale-esque, great animation. I love the style. Definitely check out Over the Garden Wall if you've never seen it. And it's it's just super cool. Definitely see it. Very unique. Night of the Living Dead, the beginning of the modern day zombie film. Like I said earlier, this is the part when the daughter stabs her mother to death after she becomes a zombie. Big iconic moment. The zombie girl is on most of the advertising for the film, and from what I've heard, that was the moment where it would make people walk out of the theater. So yeah, it was pretty sick. Pretty great movie. I watched it last year. We got to go. Me and my buddies got to go. There's this small movie theater where we live, and it fits like 30 or 40 people maybe. And they played the 4K remastered version on the big screen. So it was pretty cool getting to see it on the big screen like that. And I'll always remember like the screaming noise that the mom makes when she's dying, and how the fucking audio gets all distorted. It's still really chilling. You still get some chills from it. But yeah, Night of the Living Dead, super good. And then there's the 90s version as well I like to watch a lot. And that one was directed by Tom Savini, the guy who does all the effects. He did the effects on Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead, I think. But yeah, they're both really good. The 90s one is in color, slightly different ending. They make the female character, I forget her name, but they make her a lot better, because in the original one, she kind of just doesn't do shit, and she's kind of annoying. But in the 90s version, she's not a scared person the whole time. She's actually strong, like it should be, you know, and she's not annoying at all. It's cool. They both have their pros and cons. Very sick movie, and this one's also famous for casting a black lead actor, which is something that was kind of new at the time. So yeah, more points to George Romero. He's a legend. He's the king of the zombies, man. Next, What We Do in the Shadows. This one, I think the illustration is pretty weak as well. I didn't really know what to do, but the cover of the DVD, it's like a comedy documentary by Taika Waititi, the guy who did Thor. Super great director. He's one of my top 5, maybe even top 3 favorites right now as well. But it's a mockumentary about these vampires that live in a flat together, and on the cover they're all like in coffins, and there's like 3 main ones. There is a 4th one kind of, but so I thought that this would be just a good representation of it, just the coffins. But yeah, but the cool thing about it is it has like every kind of vampire that we've seen in pop culture. You know, it's got like the Bram Stoker Dracula. There's a Nosferatu, old spooky Dracula. It's just really fun. They hit on a lot of good horror tropes as well in fun new ways. Like they've never seen the sunrise, or at least in a very long time, and they get this guy come in, and he like is good with computers, but they're like hundreds of years old, so they don't ever know what YouTube is and shit, and they watch the sunrise on YouTube, and it like blows their mind. It's really funny. And then the night before Halloween, I like to watch Halloween. I would watch it on Halloween if not for Return of the Living Dead, but I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, Halloween, the quintessential Halloween movie. It's on TV all day every year on AMC, I'm pretty sure. You gotta love it. Michael Myers, John Carpenter, again, that theme song, you need not say anymore. I think we always remember that part too, after when Jamie Lee Curtis thinks he's dead, and she's in the front, and then you can see him in the back in the frame, and you just kind of see him sit up. I love that part. It gets me every time. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, daughter of something Lee, I forget her name, but the main woman in Psycho that dies in the shower scene, that's her mother. So pretty cool horror connection there. Then lastly, Return of the Living Dead on Halloween. I watch it with my friends every year. My favorite zombie movie. Super awesome, 80s, campy, hilarious. Great special effects, over the top, great music with the synthesizer. And these zombies are like smart. They can talk. They can use tools. You cannot kill them no matter what you do, which is another part I love. But yeah, this movie is a sequel to Night of the Living Dead. Just kind of like, but I think it's more connected. So what happened was, I can't remember who wrote this, but he was a partner of Romero on Night of the Living Dead. They both wrote it. John Bannon, I think was his name. John O'Bannon or something like that. He also wrote Alien, which is another cool connection. And but yeah, so him and Romero did Night of the Living Dead, and they both went off and did their own thing after that. So Romero would go on to do Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, and they're loosely connected. It's more like they're in the same universe, but they go further down, like during the zombie apocalypse, like Day of the Dead, there's like no humans left, right? But Return of the Living Dead is also a sequel, and it's about like the army kind of got some of these zombies and like put them in these canisters, and one of them got mixed up and sent to this morgue or medical supply station, and these 2 guys accidentally open one, the gas gets released, and it not only turns them into zombies, but like people who have been dead for years start crawling out of their graves. Super cool. And you get the iconic Tar zombie, one of the coolest zombies I've ever seen. Just, you gotta check it out if you haven't seen it. Such a good movie. But yeah, so that's kind of it. Kind of a run through, long-winded. So yeah, these are kind of my favorite movies to watch every year around Halloween time. I mean, it's all subject to change. This is just my personal opinion. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite movie is to watch around Halloween time. If you like this poster, I'll throw it up on my website so you can download it. You can just take it for free. Or if you want to buy a printed version, just shoot me an email or something. Yeah, so I'll put this up, and then I made like a little sheet of the numbers if you want to put something over it and peel it off each day. Yeah, so I'll leave it up on my website. There's a link to it in the description, stokes827.myportfolio.com. It'll be under the loot category, the loot section. So you can go there to download it, to check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Have a sick October. Have a great Halloween.